Steppin with Marcus J. Thank y'all, everybody, for staying with us through this late night as we progress towards the end of a very, very spirited show. And I think we all had a lot of fun here tonight. And as we do at this point of the show, every single week, we close it out with our rants and we close it out with our closings. Of course, we always like to get our guests, special guests, I should say, in first. So that means you, Big Bro Joe, grab a mic and close out with your rant. Close. We'll have Mr. LP right behind you. What you got, bro?
Yo, my easiest rant for the night is for all y'all non-cowboy loving people who have tickets to watch the game. We about to go in and get us some cheddar in Lambeau this week. There it is. Peace.
Mr. LP. You are up, my brother. What you got, man?
First of all, Happy New Year to everybody, Legacy Internet Radio, and the whole world all around. Got a whole bunch of things coming up on Live in Radio tomorrow, covering some topics. And also next week, the following, we are going to try to do a show on the road or remote, and got a whole bunch of other different things. So make sure you check out, and also check out Amplified Gospel on Sundays, all day from 6 a.m. Sunday to 6 a.m. Monday. Improvement through praise. And if you also a lovely church out there that want to help keep Amplified Gospel going, please make sure you email us at amplifiedgospelrva@gmail.com. Don't matter what church or group around the world, we'll love to have you. I appreciate it, everybody. Please stay safe, strong. The weather is getting hard out there. Global warming is in its effect, so make sure you take care of yourselves. And that's all I got to say.
Steppin with Marcus J. Keeping it moving. We got the man, you heard him here tonight in the round table. Now it's time for you to hear him in the smash. Big Rube, it's time to smash him, brother. What you got?
Yo, man. It's interesting how our world and how the generation changes. And I think it's interesting that one father decided to be like, look, my generation, I don't care about your generation. So we're going to get a couple things straight here. Dude in Florida, wanted to whoop his kid. Kid had the nerve, I repeat, have the nerve to say, you can't whoop me. It is corporal punishment. It is child abuse. Well, father said, it's child abuse? Well, let's find out about that. So they called the cops. Cops came to their house. Father asked the cop, hey, my daughter says that if I give her a whooping, it's child abuse. The cop said, no, it's not. It is within a father's right to give his child a beating. And he beat her right there in front of the cop. Real talk. I applaud this dad because I don't have any children of my own, but I just know if my child ever said to me, you can't beat me, it's child abuse. I would probably bring a line out my mom said to me one time. I brought you in this world and I can take you out. And to me, the fact that this kid had the actual nerve to tell her father that he can't beat her. You can't beat me, it's child abuse. 12 years old. Well, look, kid, I'll send you to your bed without eating. I'm going to give you a spanking or a beating or whatever you want to call it. Now, once again, back in the day, my parents and sometimes, Big Mama, my grandma, it's different. Corporal punishment is a different thing. You get beat, you get the belt, you get a paddle, you get a ladder, whatever they can pull their hands on. But the worst wasn't just because the pain from your butt is going to go away. But the psychological damage that could happen is worse. I need you to go get you a switch. Really? So you can't go outside and get the small switch because then mom will go get the whole tree. Grandma was good at getting the tree, She'll find some switch off a tree that you even look at. Oh, yeah, I saw this out there. How come you didn't get this one? Because that joint's taller than me. Well, guess what? Pull your pants down. Because, in my family, you didn't get beat with clothes on. No, Lord. You don't need stuff to help you out. Because if you did something to get a whooping, you're going to feel every piece of what you did wrong. For instance, fun little story. My older brother, thought it was cool. Yo, let's go bring the fireworks from under the house in the house. Mom, dad's like, leave the fireworks in the house, under the house. I'm a dumbass, and I follow him when he take the fireworks. Got him in our shirt, walk through the kitchen. Do. He walks through, no issues. I walk through, boop, one falls out. Really? You decide to fall right there. I walked like 50 yards, and you were good, and you get in the house, and mom's cooking, and dad's at table, and you decide to fall out. Big, good job. So, of course, I got that whooping. And, of course, the only positive thing about getting a whooping is when your sibling gets a whooping, too, for some stupid stuff they did, such as I'm crying myself to death, getting a whooping, or trying not to cry, whatever I felt like it was at the time. You see it, brother's head pop in, laughing, sort of. Oh, you laughing? You come here, you can get some too. So, here, get out of here. So as I walked out, he's crying, walking in. The pain from the whooping kind of went away after a while. I say that to say this. There's nothing wrong with spanking your kids. Now, if you tell them to go to the supermarket and go get a brick, that's a completely different thing. Spank your kids on the butt, that's not against the law. Slapping them in the face, throwing a brick at them, stuff like that, yeah, you might be crossing that line. Child abuse is child abuse. Just remember, spanking isn't child abuse. And guess what? If they don't know, they're going to know soon. It's a big rube. It's a smash. You know what? Love your family, because if you don't, somebody else is going to.
Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. It's time for SY to jump in with her moment. Sister, you are a
grown woman.
There you go, grown woman. What you got?
I can do whatever I want. It is just 2015, and I'm so glad to be here. I'm here sick, but I'm glad. So happy. Thank you, Lord, that I'm here. I don't really have much to say. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you had a great holiday, and I hope you have great things planned for yourself this year. I do. I have great things planned for myself this year. Basically just be cool, be good, and we will talk to you Monday.
Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. It's the end of the show. At this time, of course, I always like to go through the thank yous and everything. Thank you to DJ Renee Melendez for calling in. Thank you to Joy, Michelle K, Melanie for checking in. Thank y'all so much for being such a part of the show here tonight out there on social media. That meant a lot, so we appreciate that. Special thank you to Q in South Carolina for checking in. It's the first time we heard from that brother, and we appreciate Q. Thank you if you're still listening. Thank you especially for checking as a first-time caller. Of course, thank you to our sponsors, Live Action Captions and Free Spirit Enterprises. Thank you to those folks. Said, what up, bruh? The rundown of the shows. We've got, of course, this show on Monday nights, Ain't No Half Stepping with Marcus J. every Monday at 7. Tuesdays, you've got it live in radio with Mr. LP. You've got Wednesdays, the Green Room version 2.0 with Jay Grizzy and Lissa P. All Throttle Radio on Thursdays. The pregame is on Fridays at 8 p.m. On Saturdays, you have conversations from your sisters with SY and Lissa P. Deep House Sessions with DJ Renee Melendez at 7 p.m. Bob Marley and the Family Reggae Mix is at 9 p.m. until the early morning hours of Sunday. And around 6, we start with Amplified Gospel. So we're playing gospel music for 24 hours all day from 6 a.m. Sunday to 6 a.m. on Monday morning. So we're not quite 24 hours. We're certainly working towards it. So pretty much lately, anytime you turn us on, you'll hear something here at Legacy Internet Radio. So we're toying with it, and we appreciate any feedback that you guys have. So like our fan pages, like our, send us inboxes. If you hear something that you like, let us know about it. We can keep doing it. If you hear something that you don't like, tactfully let us us know that as well. We appreciate any constructive criticism in that area. We have a major announcement that we're going to be making soon. We're not ready to tease that any more than that just yet, but it's coming. So stay tuned to our social media. Continue going to the Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J fan page, as well as the Legacy Internet Radio internet page or web page, and for more information. Of course, we accept donations. We accept all kinds of conversations that we can have to help us get better. So keep that in mind. We're looking for sponsors as well. So if you want to be a part of the movement of Legacy and Net Radio, you're certainly going to have a place here if you want to be a part of it. So at this time of the show, I'll go ahead and close us out with my rant and my closing. And we pretty much said all that need to be said here throughout the duration of the night. Normally, I say that it has nothing to do with what we talked about, but there's no way that I can end the show without actually paying homage one more time to the man who tonight's show was dedicated to, and that was Stuart Scott of ESPN, was someone who was a trailblazer. We said a whole lot earlier. It's not much more that I can say now, but I found myself very saddened when I heard of his passing. And when you can have the kind of impact on the masses where you can make grown men cry, you did something special. As I sat and I watched ESPN yesterday, I watched Chris Berman hold it together, but barely. I watched Tom Jackson, who defensive player, big tough guy, voice cracking. Keyshawn Johnson told a story about how he first got drafted. He did a commercial with Stuart, could barely talk. Chris Carter and the whole crew and other folks go without saying. And that speaks to the power that this man had to affect people around him and the great spirit that he had. And I'll leave you with this final thing that he said in his speech at the ESPYs. He said something along the lines that cancer was not something that beat him. As long as you live your life, the right way, then you always win. And me personally, I just offer my condolences to his family, particularly his daughters, because I have one, and I see how she looks at me, and I know how she feels about me, which is nothing compared to how I feel about her. And I know that Stu fought extra hard because he didn't want to leave them without him. And so as a man, I can appreciate that, and as a father, I can relate to that. So I offer my sincerest and humblest condolences to his family and his girls in particular. That's the end of the show. My rant that had everything to do with what we talked about here tonight. Just want to remind everybody that independence is key to building your legacy. Also want to say peace to all the stars and all of the squares. In the abundance of water, the fool is thirsty, y'all. Those are words of Bob Marley, who you hear singing in the background. Tonight's show will be heard in its entirety immediately following the show now. So what you just heard, we're going to replay. If you missed anything in the beginning when we talked about the Cowboys and Stu and other stuff, you can hear it right now. Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J. Be back next week. Peace.